start. Sam, how do you expect your approach this offseason? What approach do you expect to take? What things are you going to be looking at for yourself?
Yeah, I think first off, I'm going to relax. Take some time and just relax and spend time with friends and family. Once I start to focus, back on football, we'll watch the tape. Me and my quarterback coach will watch the tape and assess. But I kind of already have a feeling of what I need to work on. Again, like I said, it's just keeping calm in the pocket, keeping my feet calm. And then I think a big thing is going to be keeping two hands on the ball in the pocket, even when I try to scramble. I think one of the big habits that I have is when I scramble, I tend to put that ball close to my right hip, just with my right hand on it. So, those are a couple things I'm going to be working on just fundamentally.
And at what point did you this season did you feel like things kind of took a dip for the offense? Things kind of went for the worse. And what was it?
I don't know exactly, what game. I think it was just kind of that, maybe like the Philly, that Philly game. I didn't have my best game. I think that was kind of the first game of the season where I felt like things kind of got out of hand in terms of, me turning the ball over. I think that's just the biggest thing is turnovers for me. I think it's always been taking care of the football, and I feel like if I can do that, there's a potential to win a bunch of games and be a really good player in this league. But I got to make sure that I do everything I can this offseason and during this season next year to prevent those turnovers.
Let's go to Will Pelagic, followed by Steve Reed.
Sam, how much of that three-game stretch at the beginning of the season can you bottle up and replicate? Is that something you can extrapolate over a full season, or will there be other things you have to do to ensure success next year?
Yeah, I think obviously, everyone knows the start that we had this season, and we'd like to replicate that. There were even times throughout those games where we didn't execute that necessarily the way we wanted to, especially in the red zone. Personally, I feel like we left a lot of touchdowns out there on the field. Now, thankfully our defense was, able to ball out those games as well, so that wasn't an issue. But we were still able to win those games. But I think just executing the red zone, I think that's going to be a huge focus for us. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of different focus points for us this offseason, but that's definitely one of them.
How much did the play of the offensive line impede your success this year?
No, I think, as an offense and in football in general, you need all 11 guys doing, their job on every single play. And, that's kind of the beauty of it, in my opinion. And, if one guy doesn't get the call or something's not communicated to him, or even if he just gets beat, that play can be, even if a guy's wide open down the field, that play can be, busted. So, that's the beauty of football. That's why we all love it. But at the same time, I think it just comes down to every one man just doing their job every single play, and no one can worry about anything other than that.
Thank you.
Sam, I wonder if Matt had addressed the team as the group, and what was that message today?
No, he hasn't addressed the team yet. That's going to be in about an hour and a half. But, yeah, he hasn't addressed us.
What are your thoughts, on obviously there's some speculation around what will happen with him. It looks like he's coming back, but what are your thoughts on him and in future here in Carolina? What do you?
Yeah, Coach Rule is a great coach, and every single Sunday, all of us look forward to playing for him. And every single day we love coming to work, and that's really all you can ask for in a head coach. So, yeah.
Let's go to Joe Person, followed by Scott Fowler.
Hey, good morning, Sam. Wondered if what you've talked to us before, and you just referenced it again, so sometimes the choppy feet. This year in particular, how much of that was a product of the combination of Christian getting hurt, and then what was at times suspect protection for you and for later Cam and PJ?
Yeah, I think obviously whenever, a guy like Christian goes down, it's obviously a huge blow to our team. But at the same time, there's other guys that are able to step up and fill his shoes the best they can. I thought all year, Chuba did a great job. Royce Freeman, when he was here, did a great job for us. And then obviously when we got Amir, they all filled that role the best they could, and I thought they did a really good job in that role.
Good morning, Sam.
Good morning.
Did you think you were set up to succeed this year? I mean, I guess what I'm saying is, was there enough around you to give you a fair shot at winning more games than you did?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. The talent that we have on offense is, there's nothing else you could ask for a quarterback, Obviously things didn't go our way, towards the latter half of the season, really towards, the middle to the end of the season. But, yeah, I don't think there was any lack of talent or what have you surrounding me at all.
And I know you've addressed this before and have said your confidence has stayed strong through this. Is that still the case? And do you feel strongly, you could and should be the starting quarterback here in 2022?
100%. I'm always going to have that belief in myself, that I am a starting quarterback in this league and that I can win football games. I think, it's kind of just alluding to what I said earlier. I think is the biggest thing is not turning the ball over. I get that fixed and, I win games in this league.
Thank you.
All right, let's go to David Newton.
Hey, Sam, I appreciate you talking today. And every week you've talked to us, we had to ask you some tough questions, I know. I just wonder what the message you've gotten from Matt and the coaching staff has been about what they think of you and the chance of being the starting quarterback is for next year.
Yeah, there really hasn't been any discussion so far. I think those will come later today or even in the future. But those conversations really haven't started in terms of my future because we've been so focused on this year and last week with Tampa Bay. Again, like you guys know, and you guys probably get tired of hearing, that's kind of how it works around here. You're so focused on winning a football game and taking it 1 week, 1 day at a time. And so that's kind of where we're at, and I haven't had those conversations yet.
And when those are had, there's obviously they could bring somebody else in here to compete with you. How would you feel about that since they made you the guy coming into this season?
Yeah, I'd feel great about it. The situation is what it is, and obviously I didn't play well enough to win football games, and I think that's kind of, as a head coach and as a quarterback, that's how you're judged, wins and losses. And for me, I, obviously didn't play well enough to win games. And, I think that's kind of it, and we'll go from there.